Most of us know that we are in a huge economic crisis. In fact, this crisis is so huge that it is bigger than the Great Depression of the 30s in the last century. The Great Depression was caused by banks collapsing one after the other. Times were so bad that many millionaires who went from millions to poverty in just a few days jumped out of the windows of their offices to escape the shame of bankruptcy. Today we see the same scenario. Banks behaving irresponsibly. But today bankers do not jump out of windows. Their banks are saved with our money, and then they sit on that money, so companies cannot borrow money to do their business. And then you and I cannot get a mortgage because banks refuse to lend us the money that we gave them to save their business in the first place. Almost 10 years ago, the euro was introduced. As a result, the buying power in Europe dropped by almost 50%. Shops changed the price from guilders or francs or pesetas into euros. Just to give you an example, you know that 1 euro represented 2.12 guilders, something like that. Then a glass of beer, for example, that normally you pay 2.5 guilders for. In 2002, that glass of beer went from 2.5 guilder to 2.5 euro, which in fact is a double in price. Then as a result, buying power of consumers went down. People lost their jobs. Many people could not afford their mortgages. Banks had to foreclose. And in rich countries like in the United States, in Europe, the Netherlands for example, more and more people had to beg for food at food banks. And then with so many foreclosures, banks received less and less money because hundreds of thousands of mortgages disappeared. Now this was 2008. At that time the crisis had been simmering for a few years already. Today is 2011, and in mid-August this year, Robert Zulik, president of the World Bank, issued a grave warning. According to the World Bank, we are facing an even greater crisis than the one in 2008. And best-selling author Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's a book that sold over 8 million copies. He recently said, we have to prepare for food shortages. Buy drinking water and storable food and get a gun because there will be food riots. Those shops in London completely burned down, and shops were looted by people who did not have work, who lost their social benefits as well. A result from spending cuts by the right-wing government of David Cameron. In reaction to the uproar, Mr. Cameron did not announce more jobs. He did not announce how he would help people get food on the table. Instead, he announced more police, more jails, more oppression. Then another sign of the times. In August 2011, American President Barack Obama had a tough battle in Congress. Result, the United States debt ceiling went to $14.3 trillion. You think that is bad? How about this? The debt crisis in Europe is even worse than the crisis in the United States. And in fact, experts predict that the United States dollar will eventually cease to exist. The value will go down to a level where the dollar has to be replaced by something else. These same experts say that the euro is also in danger. Too many countries in Europe have financial problems. Greece, of course, but also Iceland, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, even France. In the first week of August 2011, investors feared that France would lose its AAA status, just like the United States a few weeks before. And if that happened, Europe would be bankrupt. Not just Greece, not just France, but the whole European Union. Now, what does this have to do with you? First of all, there will be a crisis, and it will be soon. And when it comes, it will hurt you. Many companies will have to close their doors. Many people like you will lose their jobs. And when your country is bankrupt, it does not have money to pay you social security. Then what? How will you feed your family? Are you ready to go out on the streets and fight the police? We know that our money will lose its value, and that's not a prediction, it's a statement, and it's already happening. So what can we do about that? Well, if you have been reading the newspapers, and if you have been watching television, you already know that everybody who has a little money is buying gold and silver today. And that is because gold and silver do not lose their value like paper money. And by the way, did you know that paper money today in many countries is not backed up by gold anymore? So this means that the money that you used to pay has the same value as the money in a monopoly game. We pay with monopoly money, and we have been doing so for many years. And that is precisely the reason why our economies are in such bad shape today. But let me get back to gold and silver. 3 years ago, a company by the name of QLxChange realized that very soon people would need to buy gold and silver. But they also realized that most people do not have the money to buy gold and silver. And that is why they launched OneX. OneX is a feeder program. A feeder program is a program that takes a little money and by leveraging turns that into a large sum of money. It's like the game of the falling dominoes. One domino falls against another domino, which falls against another one, and so forth and so forth. When each domino is a little bigger than the previous one, the energy of each domino will increase. And then in the end, the energy will have increased so much that even a big stone will fall. In OneX we do something similar. Only of course we do not use dominoes, we use money. We start with $5, and by the domino effect, we build it up to almost $100,000. When we have done that, we start again and again and again, building more and more money. We start with $5 because the company wanted this to be an international opportunity, and we know that $5 can be a lot of money in some countries. Now, this money that we make in OneX, we can use it to buy gold and silver, but we can also take our money and buy a house or buy an apartment building and rent it. We can do anything with that money because it is our money. So, how does it work? Well, you just almost finished the first step, which is watching this video. The next step is to contact the person who sent you to this website. Or you could also click on the link at the bottom of this page. That will take you to the registration page, and from there you can register into OneX. Registration in OneX is free. When you register, you automatically also become a free member in QLxChange. In OneX we buy and sell lessons. Important lessons that teach you how to make money on the internet. But you don't have to go out and sell these lessons. People will come to you to buy these lessons. You buy the first lesson for $5. And this will be the one and only time that you take money out of your pocket. All of the lessons you buy from your commissions. People will buy your first lesson from you, and with some of that money you buy your next lessons. So you don't take the money out of your pocket. The other part of the money is, is yours to keep. And very important, everything happens online in an automated process. Now, the next thing that you need to do is to share this message with everybody you love, everybody you care about. Show them how they can secure their financial future. And if they cannot afford the $5, help them. In fact, when you pay their first lesson, you will be rewarded with a matching commission. This means that whatever money they earn, you will also receive. So, let's say for example, they get $5, then you get $5. If they get $10, you get $10. If they get $50,000, you get $50,000. If they get $80,000, you get $80,000. And this goes for each and every person that you personally introduce into OneX. Now, you want to know how much money can I make and how fast? Well, it's all up to you. We have people who made $100,000 in 2 weeks. We also have people who did not make a dime in 2 months. Your sponsor can tell you exactly what you need to do to make $100,000 in 2 or 4 weeks. But it's all up to you if you do it or not. Now, let me summarize. Who can do OneX? OneX is perfect if you lost your job, if you need money to feed your family, or if you need to pay for your child's education, or if for whatever reason you cannot find a job, if you hate your present job, or if the bank wants to sell your house. Maybe your retirement income is not enough to live on, or maybe you have a lot of debts that will take you a very, very long time to pay off. Now, very important in OneX, there is no selling, no selling. People will come to you to buy. There is no starter kit. In most network marketing companies, you have to buy a very expensive starter kit. In OneX, there is no starter kit. There's no auto ship. You don't have to pay for an expensive bottle of fruit juice every month to get qualified or to get paid. There is no auto ship. There's no monthly payments. You just pay the one-time $5. No monthly payments. Okay, now, most important to remember is that OneX is not a gifting program. OneX is not a gifting program. Many people, when they hear about OneX, the first thing that comes to their mind is, oh yeah, another pyramid. OneX is not a pyramid scheme. Okay, it's not a pyramid scheme. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not a scam. In fact, QLxChange, which is the mother company, is a regular business based and registered in the United States of America. And we all know that if it was a pyramid scheme, there is no way that it could register in the United States. So this is it. Now, if you feel safe and secure, if you are convinced that your financial future is safe, that's fine. But if you see and feel that you do need to do something to protect yourself and your family, then click the link below. But whatever you do, I wish you the best of luck.